Hey everybody, welcome to the Toyota Chronicles, episode 13. Woo! Moving right along. So, this week has been crazy busy. So, for those of you that follow, we went to Oregon on Monday to do training on Tuesday, and then drove back Tuesday night. And yeah, so it was kind of crazy. So when we got back, Sonny picked me up from the dealership. And while we were driving home, coming up our road, which is, kind of a crazy road to drive on to begin with, but we were coming around a turn and there was like a woman standing in the road. Like we almost hit her. It was really kind of scary. So once we got our head around what had just happened, we stopped and turned around, and she had apparently had some kind of failure with her battery system in her car. So she was kind of in the road, which is really dangerous on that road because people drive, including myself, like 60, 70 miles an hour down that road. And it's pretty windy, and, it just wasn't safe. So I helped push her car as much to the side of the road as we could get it because it had no power, and she just kept putting the brake on, which makes it kind of hard when you're trying to push a car. So we got her out of the road, and then gave her a ride to a friend of hers' house, just to make sure she wasn't just standing on the side of the road, because there's also no cell service up and down most of that road. So it's not like you can just call somebody. You have to actually go there. So we got her to her friend's house safely. And hi, Freya. And then the next morning, when I was driving to work, I noticed that the car wasn't on the side of the road anymore. So I was like, okay, good. She was able to get someone to come and get it. So I went to our service department to see if a woman had had a car towed in. And she did. And I gave her a call. I wasn't able to actually get her on the phone, but I did call and let her know that I was the one that helped push her car off the road and gave her a ride, and was just calling to make sure she was okay, and that everything had been taken care of, and, she was just doing all right. She was kind of shooken up by the whole experience of her car dying on the road at night, and hi, Callie. And yeah, so I just, called to make sure she was okay. So haven't heard from her, so I'm assuming she's fine. Her car's fine. But yeah, it was like, that's how I ended that night coming back from training. So it was kind of crazy. And, glad we can help. And was just really glad that, we didn't hit her because she was like literally in the road when we came around this turn. And we were just like, holy shit, what the hell was that? And then was like, oh, okay, that was a person in a car. And then turned around and went back to help her. But yeah, it turns out she had some kind of battery system failure on her Prius. And luckily, Toyota has like a crazy warranty on their hybrid systems. Their battery systems, depending on what year, it used to be, that's enough, Callie, 8 years, 100,000 miles for the battery, and 8 years, 100,000 miles on the systems that go to and from that battery. And the newer ones, yeah, she's got bark. The newer ones are 8 years, 100,000 miles on all the stuff that goes to and from your batteries. So like your inverters, your converters, and all that stuff. And now they do a 10-year, 150,000 mile warranty on their battery systems. And that includes like repair, replacement, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's my cat. And so I'm hoping, her Prius falls into all that, so they get her all sorted out with no worries. But yeah, it was really scary. Like, we were really tired. It was late at night. I had, been in the car for hours and hours and hours. and was just exhausted and ready to go home. And then we like, woo, almost hit someone and was like, woo, I'm awake now. So yeah, it was kind of a crazy night. And then Wednesday, it was, back to the grind, back to work. And yeah, so like a lot of flip-flopping around of, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and stuff like that. So I did manage to sell a car this week, so yay! It was a Toyota Crown in the limited trim, which is a pretty sexy car, I gotta say. It's fully loaded with tons of stuff on it, just beautiful in a bronzy copper color, and just features and options coming out the wazoo. I mean, it's crazy. Like, and the woman that we sold it to, very nice, a little older, and she even said, like, I'm not going to use half this stuff. I was like, okay. But she wanted a beautiful car. So, beautiful car she got. And, who am I to say no to the ladies? So, yeah, it was really cool. If you get a chance to Google the Crown, it's quite a nice car. It's basically a Lexus with the Toyota logo on it, because Toyota and Lexus are basically the same company with just two different brandings. But the Lexus kind of luxury stuff is usually kept for Lexus, except for every few years Toyota is like, hey, we want some luxury too. And they come out with, something like a Crown or a Venza or something along those lines. And this particular year for 2025 was the Crown. And then they did like an SUV version called the Crown Signia, which is also quite luxurious and quite nice. But we had actually sold that one already before she came to see the Crown, so... but she's not so much like an SUV kind of needing person, because it's mostly just her and her car, and she doesn't really haul around a lot of stuff. So the Crown was a good fit for her, and she just wanted, a nice car that, she was going to look really cool in, feel really cool in, and still have plenty of power and lots of cool features for her. So I was happy we were able to kind of pair her with a vehicle that was going to sort of match her personality as well as her needs. So, yay. But that was the only car I sold, which is okay. Still plugging right along. I've got a couple under my belt for the month, and the month is not over yet. So we're working our way to it. I did take a little time this week, and I drove around the Corolla hatchback. It's a sexy looking little car, I gotta say. I saw it and I was like, yeah, I gotta drive this because it's got those low pro tires on it. It's nice and low to the ground. I'm like, I could have a little fun with this. And I did. And my only thing to note that I didn't get into on the video that I posted about it was that it does have a lot of wind noise, which can be compensated by turning the volume on that radio up. I like to blast my music, but when I do the test drives, I try not to blast the music so I can kind of hear creaks and squeaks and, just kind of noises and kind of see what's going on with the car. And there were no creaks, there were no squeaks, but there was a lot of wind noise. So you want to keep that in mind. But it was a whole lot of fun to drive. I usually do that turnaround up at Starvation Lake where it's just a pretty view and the lake's on the side, and I usually turn around there and head back. And I got up by there and I was probably doing like 72, and I was like, I'm not stopping, and I just kept on going. Like, I was just having too much fun. It was just really hugging the road and just really digging it, and took those turns like a dream. So I had a lot of fun, but it does have a lot of wind noise. So, if that's something that, bothers you, and you're not one for just cranking up the music, you might want to keep that in mind. But it's like $30,000 for this little sporty car. Is pretty cool. So, if you are in the mood for a little small compact car that is really slick looking, You might want to check that one out. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with it, and it actually, surprisingly, for such a little looking car, had a lot of space inside and was pretty roomy, and the seat was really comfortable, and I just kind of leaned back a little bit, one hand on the steering wheel, and was just banging out those curves and turns with no issue at all. So we did get it up to... what did we get it up to? Almost to 80. Didn't get it all the way up to 80 because, as I was getting up there, they were like people towing campers, and, I had to kind of wind around them. It's only a 2-lane road, so it's not like I could really pass much. Not a passing kind of road. So didn't make it to 80, but almost got close. But she could have taken it with no trouble at all. I did name it Loki, so I guess I should stop calling it a her, because Loki's a boy. Yeah, she was a mischievous little girl. I did not expect her to be so tight on those turns, and really nice. So that was kind of cool. And then yesterday I drove. Well, I didn't drive. I went on a test drive for a customer, and he drove the GR86, which is part of the GR stuff is like Toyota's racing brand, and it was a little manual two-door, two-seater. I mean, it had little seats in the back, but I call those the beer holders, and we were banging. Yeah, we went up past Starvation Lake and just kept on going. We went further than I went with the GR the other day, and just opened that baby up. It was insane. Had the windows down and just going, and he loved it. He was having a ball. Like, we were like joking and talking smack about different road trips and how fast we have gone in various cars over the years. And yeah, it was a lot of fun because he's like a truck driver or something, so he does a lot of road trips. And I told him how I made it from Fayetteville, North Carolina to Huntington, Long Island in 9 hours, which is usually like a 16-hour drive. And I was like, not anymore. Not with me. I did it. I don't recommend that to the average person. And over the years that I was doing that, I did get quite a lot of speeding tickets. But I did get it down to 9 hours. So, yeah, don't try that at home. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun racing around cars this week. So, not a bad day at work, if you can get it, It was awesome. So, on that happy note, I am going to go because, well, yeah, she's still throwing bark at me. And, yeah, the cat's trying to take a nap in the shade. So, I hope you guys all have a fabulous weekend. I hope you have an awesome week. And I will check in with you as soon as I've got something going on. Hopefully next week is going to be cool, and I can actually get some rest because I'm still pretty worn out from my week. Still trying to catch up on some sleep. And, oh, yeah, and I got the vacuum cleaner fixed before I went on my trip. So, yay, go me. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Hope you guys had a great weekend, and I will see y'all soon. And thanks for coming out to the Toyota Chronicles. And peace.